kids was gone. And so I just, I had already been in computers and doing art and stuff like that. I just kind of just dived myself into it, especially, after dinner and there's really nothing else to do. I'm not going to really sit around for long. It's just not in my DNA. So, on that note, there's so much about this. You can Google it. I have another one that I'm not going to have time to read. It was from Oprah magazine, and everybody knows Oprah. Oprah's my girl. Not trying to be like her. I don't think I can withstand stuff that Oprah can. but she's definitely an independent. And Oprah never had any kids, okay? That's what I'm talking about. Love her, but she never had any kids. So we're going to go ahead to the next song. We're going to go to Across the Board. I'm going to listen to some Across the Board. And I'm going to be back, and we're going to talk about that homeowners insurance thing that I wanted to talk about. It's coming. Bear with me. That was Broken in Time with Across the Board, one of my newest groups. I was sitting here checking out Diamond Talk. I don't know if you're you're familiar or you go on the Video BL on Twitter. That's Diamond Talk. It's just a group of groovy folk about a little bit of everything. It's naughty nice, and very friendly. So I was checking out CC's. We call him CC, which is Cosmic Crash. He is one of the independent music artists. And if you ever want to, definitely give a shout out or something to my independent music artists. I got a couple of them here on Diamond Talk that are just super friendly. You can check them out. We got Cosmic Crash, Michael Bronstetter, Jimmy Packets, RJ Comer. He comes in there not very often, but he's in there. But every so often, we don't know who we'll hear from. And they talk a lot of stuff. I was just laughing at Cosmic Crash comment to one of the other people, Rubber Clown Car. He also has his band. He says about the Bears, he says the Bears suck. They're going to have, what is it? Okay. It just left me. Okay, well, so they're going to have to rename something to girl. So I just thought that was funny. The way men talk about that stuff. They get so serious. I mean, some women too now, but I don't know. I could give or take it. I'm going there for the snacks and commercials. And the entertainment. Entertainment between the guys. So, okay, so welcome back to the show. We're going to go on the second half of Diamond Talk. Now, Coffee Talk. Well, we are talking about stuff. I just finished talking about my subject for the month, which was the empty nest syndrome. So I just got finished saying some things about that. I will post some links after the show that you can check out if you want to know more about it. But right now, we're going to go over to this homeowners insurance thing. In my last, 25 minutes or so, okay, I'm going to go through as much as I can. Okay, it's that we buy homeowners insurance. Now, I get my information here from Consumer Reports. Okay, so it's not coming from me. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, but I like the things that they say, and I like the results they get. Okay. We buy homeowners insurance to protect us against high drama and our greatest fears: tornadoes, ripping off the roof, fire, racing up the stairs, floodwaters, laughing on the front porch. But in reality, the worst rarely happens. Not nowadays. and even in that event, even the event that a tree crushes on your deck or an Iran baseball shatters your lead glass picture in the window, damaging the mirror, and the repairs are easy to resolve with your insurance. A result is most of us don't spend a lot of time thinking about homeowners insurance. No, we don't. When we bought our house, we just need to get homeowners insurance. We just want to know whether it covers floods. When we get the coverage, when we buy the house, and then until something happens, pretty much it's in our heads. Here I go. Before the total loss of my home, okay, the only real communication I had with my insurance carrier was when the quarterly or yearly statement was due, said Fred Wisco, a 73-year-old. But when his 15-year-old bedroom ranch home, Burnside, Kentucky, burnt to the ground one April afternoon last year, his insurance, USAA, became his best friend. An insurance investigator visited his home the next day, reached daily to keep Wesco up to date on his claims progress. USAA quickly paid cash to cover the motel, food, clothing, and other living expenses. I didn't have a toothbrush, Wesco said. 8 days after the blaze, USAA direct deposited his payout to cover rebuilding the house and replacing the contents. The money also covered 9 months of living expenses and some other costs, such as removing debris. USAA provided extraordinarily, he said. Along with USAA, 4 other home insurance, America, IRE, Midlife, and the auto owners were among the most highly ranked in Consumer Reports. Most recent survey of more than 85,000 subscribers About 47,400 of them, or 8%, reported filing claims from 2013 to 2016 with the company on our rating chart. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Homeowners insurance is constantly among the highest rated services Consumer Reports evaluate, but satisfaction with your insurer can breed complacency, and what you don't know or forget about your policy can catch you off guard when the trouble hits. You may discover that you're not covered in critical areas or that you're spending too much. Consumer Report has identified 10 insurance surprises, good and bad, to watch out for, and offers ways to minimize disagreements over claims and find a better and fairer deal on premiums. Okay, you ready? Okay, number one, it says you might be paying too much. Many of our survey respondents stick with the same company for 15, 20, 30 years or more and seldom shop around for new policies. About 9% switched insurance in previous 3 years, and more than half reported finding a better price. Homeowners insurance isn't priced competitive as auto insurance, but you could still save hundreds more than $1,000 per year in premiums by shopping around. You got to take the action to save. Homeowners in the insurance requires careful assessment and risk of your coverage needs. Recommend working with independent who can compare other premiums and isn't beholden to just one company. Direct to consumer sellers such as Geico, Farmers, and USAA, and captive agent companies such as Allstate. State Farm will offer their own brand. So you definitely want to be with someone who's going to shop around for you, who's not going to just say, hey, I got the best, and, stick with me because I got the best. Not all the time they're the best. Number two, you may not be covered enough. About 60% of all U.S. homes are underinsured by an average of 20%, according to CoreLogic, a company based out of Irvine, California, that provides data to most major home insurers. Most factors can lead to being underinsured, including raising labor and construction costs, remodeling or additions since the policy was purchased, and errors on the original policy and property description. Okay. Take action to save. Work with your agent to buy separate flood and earthquake protection. You may also need a separate hurricane policy if you live in a high-risk zone. Okay. Additional add-ons are must. Additional add-ons are a must to cover sewer backups or the extra cost of rebuilding according to the latest codes and ordinances. Opt for extended replacement cost coverage, which is typically paid up to 25% beyond regular limits to cover the spike in materials labor that often occurs in the wake of a natural disaster. Number three, don't worry too much about filing a small claim. Some people don't make claims when they have a small loss for fear that it will jack up their premiums and cost them more over time. About 22% of CR survey respondents said they chose not to file a claim for this reason. But the survey also found that 57% who filed claims of less than $5,000 saw no premium increase. Homeowners insurers might raise rates by tracking on a surcharge if the loss is above a certain amount, but the thresholds and surcharges vary by company, type of loss, and the number of claims filed in a given period. State regulations figure into. Texas, for example, prohibits insurers from adding a surcharge unless 2 non-weather-related claims were filed previously. Okay? Take action to save. Ask your agent how much your premiums will go up. and for how long.